good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're listening to this podcast. If this is your first time here, my name is Jason, and I am your host of the Lovely Jam Sessions podcast. So today, I want to talk about my experience last week, maybe even a couple of weeks ago, but last week in particular was great. I did Jimmy Kimmel, and I did the Roots Picnic. So, welcome to the Jam Sessions. All right, so let's get right into it. So, where do I begin? A few weeks ago, I got the opportunity to travel to St. Martin on the Dutch side with Uncle Charlie. And we did a show out there, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. The weather was great. Our hotel was off the beach. First off, it had a great pool area, but then there was the beach right there. And the weather was nice. It was like in the 80s, but it wasn't too hot. It had a nice little breeze, so you weren't scorching hot, but it wasn't cold either. And so it was just a great experience. We got to do a little bit, and, really get some R&R before the show and eat some local food and just kind of see a few things that was actually pretty cool. So it was a great time out there. But while I was in St. Martin, I had got a call and asked about some dates and if I was available these particular dates. And I was like, well, it depends. I'm available, but it depends on where it's at, because that same weekend, I was like, I have to be in LA to do the Roots Picnic with Little Kim. And so he said, well, actually, it's for Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is taped in Los Angeles. So I was like, perfect. It all works out. I'll already be in LA for the Roots Picnic. So I ended up flying into LA on last Wednesday, and we had rehearsal that night with Ty Dolla $ign, which is the artist I actually did Jimmy Kimmel Live with. And it was actually a cool rehearsal. It didn't go as long as initially thought, which was great because I went basically straight from the airport, so I was ready to chill. But we had a good time in rehearsal with the dancers and with Ty. And it was great, so we were prepared. So the next day, Thursday, was when we taped for Jimmy Kimmel Live, and it was airing Thursday, naturally. So we get there, and, it's just like, yo, we're doing Jimmy Kimmel Live, which is, for me, is just like a bucket list thing, right? Like, I've done one TV show so far. I did the Jennifer Hudson show with Uncle Charlie. So, actually not one TV show. I did the Jennifer Hudson show with Uncle Charlie. I did Good Morning America in New York with Uncle Charlie, which was crazy to do Good Morning America. That was, yeah. And then now I'm doing Jimmy Kimmel Live with Ty Dolla $ign. So we get there, and, we go through all the security stuff before they let us in. We get in, and as you're walking through that initial hallway, you see all of these pictures of all of these guests that he had on, from Snoop to Pharrell to you name it. And it was just really cool to see, all of the people that had been on there, just the aura, the energy, everything was like really cool. So we get there, and their staff was very helpful, and they showed us where we were going to set up and everything like that. So they actually have a trailer in the parking lot that is full of like snacks and stuff. So we went there first because it was early in the morning, and well, it was like 10 o'clock. So we went there and got, something to drink, some fruit and different things. They had everything in there, chips, waffles, whatever. And so we sat outside for a little bit and had some snacks, and then we went back in, and I set up my playback station, and, getting ready, running through sound check, making sure everything is everything. And then the dancers showed up, and they went over their routine for the song that he was performing, for a few times. And then we had really like downtime to just kind of chill before Ty got there, and we would run everything and then record. And so it was just for me watching these kind of shows on TV and now being a part of them is really cool because you get to kind of see what happens behind the scenes, what the set actually looks like, beyond what you see on TV. And so it was cool. I did not get to per se meet or talk to Jimmy Kimmel, but I did see him. He walked past me a few times. And it was cool. Like, that was like, that's Jimmy Kimmel, or whatever. So anyway, we get ready to perform and they actually walk in a whole like live audience right before you perform. They get them pumped up and get them hype. And then we did the take and it was great, one take and we were out of there. We recorded and it's crazy because like you're done so early and but it was a really cool experience. And then to watch it that night was just like, I wasn't on camera, which is fine, but I was like, I can say I was a part of that. So that was how my week started, and it was just great to be a part of that. So after that was Thursday, so I pretty much had downtime Friday and Saturday somewhat. So Friday, my boy picks me up because I have to stay with him one night until my hotel is ready. My next hotel is ready Saturday. And so I chill with him. We kick it, go out, grab something to eat, drive around LA, just having a good time. And then Saturday, I go to the church with my boy because my hotel was probably like 5 minutes from his church. So we go there, he's in rehearsal. I take an Uber to my hotel, check in and all of that kind of stuff. And then me and my boy we go, he needed to do a little shopping. So we go into an area to do some shopping. And then we go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Cause why not? You're in LA, you should go. Although it wasn't that great of an experience. Prices are high and it's just, I don't know. It's just different than what it used to be. But it was cool. The food was good or whatever. So we end up going to, so now we got to go to rehearsal. What was crazy about this was you ever been told something and it's just like you're at okay, cool, but it doesn't really register until you're in the moment? That's what happened. So they were like, yeah, so the Roots are going to be there because they're playing for Lil' Kim. They're playing for everybody. They're the house band. It's the Roots picnic. And so, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. So we get to the rehearsal spot, which happened to be the same rehearsal space that I rehearsed just a few days before with Ty Dolla $ign. Anyway, we get there, we walk into our rehearsal room, and as soon as I walk in, it's the whole Roots band. They're practicing, going over songs, and I'm just sitting there like, OMG. I am in a rehearsal with the Roots. Like I grew up listening to I was listening to the Roots when I was in high school and college. So now I'm in a room with them and it's like there's Questlove, there's Black Thought, and then my guy Thaddeus Tribbett is on bass, and I'm just like, what in the world? This is crazy. So the guy that's kind of, I guess, like the production manager comes to me. He's like, oh, here's where you'll set up. This is where your playback station is. Let me know if you need anything. So I got set up. The sound engineer came, made sure all of my stuff was plugged in because this particular show I was doing auto-tune for Lil' Kim. So a couple of songs. And so I get set up and then we're just chilling because we're waiting for Lil' Kim to get there so we can go over her set. But I'm just sitting in there and man, the band, the Roots, naturally was killing. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, this is crazy. So anyway, my boy hits me up. He's Lil' Kim's production manager. He's like, come outside. So I come out in the hallway. He's like, oh, she just got here. So Lil' Kim walks in and he's like, this is Jason. He's your playback engineer. And she shakes my hand and it's like, nice to meet you. And I'm like, yo, this is Lil' Kim. It's just crazy. Like, you got to understand, like, I grew up listening to, I'm a West Coast kid. So it was all about Death Row Records, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Pac, all of that. But I did love some East Coast stuff. I love Biggie, Lil Kim. I listened to all of that. Junior Mafia. I did listen Craig Mack. I listened to East Coast rap. And so to meet her was just like, yo, you're Lil Kim. Anyway, she ends up coming in there and they start running through her stuff. As soon as they start, it just took me back to that era of music. So she gets to Crush on You. And I'm like, yo, that was my jam. And then the band goes into All About the Benjamins. And now I'm looking around the room like, is anybody else feeling this like I'm feeling this? And me and my boy Rob, we just bouncing. Like, they're doing All About the Benjamins. What y'all want to do? You want to be ballin'. Yeah, all of that is crazy. And they go through that. And then they end her set with Mobb Deep's Quiet Storm, which is probably my favorite joint of theirs. And again, the band is locked. They're killing it. And I'm sitting there and it was just like, it had to be one of the funnest rehearsals I've been in a long time, because it was like I was there working, but I was also a fan. And it just took me back to that era of music, which for me, the 90s was probably one of the best eras of music for me. From R&B to hip hop, it was just, yeah. And so it was the nostalgia of the thing. So that's Saturday. So we do that and then we chill the rest of the day. Actually walk down Hollywood Boulevard. I got to finally see officially for the first time Charlie Wilson's star, because I wasn't there when he got inducted. I had to fly back to be at my church. But we got to walk and see his star and, just take in all of the things there, bought me a couple of hats. It was just a great time. So here comes Sunday. Sunday is the Roots picnic. And we get there early do our sound check. And then we go back to the hotel. We just chill. I think we go get something to eat. We're just kind of relaxing before we have to go do the show. So we go back and man, the atmosphere was crazy. It was like one big house party. People were grooving. The Roots were already playing and it was pandemonium. I mean, it was just crazy. The Hollywood Bowl was packed out. It was just like, imagine the biggest cookout you could ever be at. And everybody's chill. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's enjoying it. Wasn't no issues. Wasn't no drama. It was just people having fun. No fights. Just people having fun. So we did that. And then it was crazy who you see. I got to see Don Cheadle. And I ran into Bobby Brown. I got some pictures just the scene that I'm going to. I haven't posted on Instagram yet, but I'll probably post later today or something on Instagram. I got some videos, so I'm gonna put a video together, kind of like a recap of my time doing the Roots picnic. But it was great. It was my first time at a Roots picnic, and man, the lineup was crazy. In soundcheck, let me go back. In soundcheck, I actually got to meet E40, which is crazy because literally Friday I watched his tiny desk. So I'm sitting there while he's in soundcheck, and when he's done with soundcheck, he's walking past me and he actually stops and talks to me, shakes my hand. How you doing, man? Really nice guy, really cool guy. And it was just like great. For me, it's always great when you meet celebrities or people you grew up watching or listening to, and they're actually nice people. They actually have good attitudes. It makes you appreciate them more, at least for me. So that was just great to be able to experience that. And then, but the lineup was crazy. It was E40, DJ Quick, who I grew up listening to. I love DJ Quick. Lil Kim, Method Man, Redman. I even seen, I think it's Goody Mob with CeeLo Green. They were on. It was like the artist list, the performers was just great. It was a great night, and I loved every minute of it. And just to have that experience, was just something just something great to have and to be a part of. And I'm looking forward to doing more. And I'm just grateful for every open door and every opportunity that I get. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys, just encourage you, like, keep going after your dreams. You never know, people that I never thought in a million years I would get to meet or to see, or even TV shows and things that I would get to be a part of, that I just never even imagined that those things would happen, are happening for me. So, just be on the lookout, just be listening. There'll be more podcasts that I will be doing of my experience. I'm getting ready to do some overseas travel for some shows, so I'm excited about that. I got some shows coming up with Little Kim, and then I have Charlie Wilson's tour coming up at the end of the summer. That's going to be great. Get your tickets. It's Charlie Wilson, Babyface, Elder Barge, and Casey from Jodeci. It's going to be a great time. So our first show is August 27th at the Hollywood Bowl. So, and we'll be coming to a city near you. So I'm just saying, get your tickets, get ready for the cookout tour. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be a good time, and I'm excited about that. So I have a lot of things on my plate coming up, and I'm just really grateful to God for every opportunity, everything that he's been doing for me, through me. It's just been great, and just stay on the lookout, more from the Jam Session podcast, more Tuesday Thoughts with Jason, everything coming up. But until then, stay classy, stay cool, and stay blessed.